Welcome to NUMISM, a Hub YouTube channel, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasures. Today, you're going to discover $3/4 that could shock you right out of your seat. Some of these coins, if sitting unnoticed in your collection or pocket change, could be worth over $300,000. That's dollars, not a typo. And no, you don't need to be a millionaire to own one. Even no. We're about to uncover rare design, mysterious mint error, and stories that tie American history right into the palm of your hand. And trust me, every single coins we're about to explore hides a surprise that could leave you speechless. Now, before we jump into the first quarter, take a moment to look at your change jar, your dresser drawer, even that old coffee can in the garage. Because by the end of this video, you'll be racing to check if your coin matches one of these rare finds. Now, I'm ready when you're. Go ahead and send me the first coin's picture or details, and I'll start crafting its story with all the drama, value, and excitement packed in. Now take a closer look at this coin. At first glance, it looked like any regular quarter, but don't be fooled. What you're looking at is a 1965 Washington quarter, and it just might be one of the most shocking secrets in America coinage history. Here's why. 1965 was a critical year for us coins production. The country was facing a massive coins shortage. Silver prices were skyrocketing, and the US Mint had to make a fast and bold decision. They stopped making quarters out of 90% silver and switched to a copper-nickel Vlad composition. In other words, silver was gone officially. But here's the twist: not all 1965 quarters followed the rules. Some were accidentally or perhaps mysteriously struck on leftover 1964 silver blank. These Silver Planet 1965 quarters are unbelievably rare. And if yours happens to be one of them, it could be worth a hard-hopping $350, $0 or more to the right collector. Let that sink in. You could be holding a coin that looks completely ordinary, sounds like pocket change, but is actually rarer than gold in this condition. Now, let's take a moment to look at the specific features of this coin right here. The date is clear: 1965. The classic profile of George Washington still stands proud on the obverse with liberty across the top, and "In God We Trust" etched near the jawline. The condition circulated, yes, but still showing strong detail in the hair and cheek. That tells us it's been through the world but still has plenty of its story to tell. But here's where things get interesting, collectors. Check these 1965 quarter very carefully for weight. A regular clad quarter, weight 5.67 g. But if you put it on a scale and it reads around G6.25 g, you just hit the jackpot. Some of these Silver Planet 1965 quarters have no visible difference, but under a trained eye and with a quick weight test, you'll uncover a coin that isn't supposed to exist. And guess what? Only a tiny handful have ever been authenticated. One was auctioned by Heritage Auction and reached an eye-watering $360, $0 in near uncirculated condition. That's nearly the price of a brand new house. Even coins in slightly circulated shape, like the one we're looking at here, could easily fetch $20,000 to $45, $0, depending on who's bidding. Now think about this. Most Americans never even check. These rare errors slip through the cracks during one of the most turbulent minting transitions in US history, and they're still out there hidden in drawers, jars, or collection like yours. So, here's what to do next. If you've got a 1965 quarter, put it on a jewelry scale. If it's closer to 6.25 grams and it has that silver ring when you drop it on a table, don't spend it, don't even breathe on it. Get it authenticated immediately, because what seems like a dull, worn coin might be the last silver secret of American currency. And if that doesn't give you chills, wait until you see what's coming next. Ready? Let's move on the second coin. Next up, the 1996 D Washington quarter. Embrace yourself, because what might look like a dirty, rusted, corroded piece of pocket change could actually be hitting a jaw-dropping 6F figure secret. That's right. Even in this rough circulated condition, the 1996 D quarter has stunned collectors and auction houses alike, with some extraordinary examples commanding values as high as $475,000 now. Let's talk about what we're seeing here. This coin is definitely showing its age. The surface is dulled, the luster long gone, and corrosion has crept across the metal like the slow passage of time. But in the world of rare coins, appearance alone can be wildly misleading. Because it's not just about the condition, it's about the story behind the coin. And the 1996 D has a few incredible stories to tell. Struck at the Denver Mint as indicated by the small d next to Washington's ponytail. This quarter is one of over 96 million minted that year. So, how can a coin that looks like it's been sitting in a gutter since the late 90s be worth nearly $500,000? It all comes down to errors. Rare, valuable, often unintentional mistakes that slip through the US Mint's rigorous quality control. One of the most yowked about 1996 D errors is the off-center strike. In rare cases, the coin wasn't properly aligned during striking, resulting in a portion of the design being dramatically shifted off-center, sometimes by as much as 50% depending on how much of the date and design is still visible. Collectors have shelled out anywhere from $3, $0 to over $95, $0 for these mistakes. Then there's the holy grail of errors, the double denomination strike. Imagine a 1996 D quarter that was accidentally struck over a Roosevelt dime or a Lincoln cent. These stunning mismatched coins are like lightning in a bottle, visually bizarre, extremely rare, and capable of commanding values well over $400, $0, especially when certified by top grafting services like PCGS or NGC. Even the quarter is struck on a foreign coin blank can send collectors into a frenzy. In 2018, one such error coin confirmed to have been struck on a plane meant for a Mexican peso sold for a staggering gauze $380,000 God auction. But here's where the emotional weight of this story really kicks in. Picture someone overlooking a dirty, beat-up 1996 decor like this, maybe tossing it in a parking meter. What they didn't realize is that with just a little curiosity and the right knowledge, they may have thrown away a life-changing discovery. A coin that in the right condition and with the right anomaly could have bought a brand new home in cash. So while this particular example may look like it's been through decades of wear and weather, don't be so quick to write it off, because under that rust and grime could lie a rare waiting to be uncovered and a value waiting to be claimed. Stick with me, because the next coins in this shocking lineup has even more surprise in store and backstory will leave you speechless. Coming up next, an even more surprising quarter that's turning heads in the collector world. Next up, the 1991 D Washington quarter. Now, at first glance, this one might look worn, scratched, maybe even a bit tired from decades in circulation. Don't let that fool you. Beneath those surface scuffs lies a story, extreme rarity, unexpected value, and shocking surprises that could leave even experienced collectors stunned. Because hidden among the hundreds of millions struck in Denver in 1991, there are a handful of quarters just like this one that have sold for over $425,000. Let's start with the basics. The D Mint mark, located just to the right of Washington's ponytail, tells us this quarter was minted in Denver. And that mint produced over 630 million of these coins that year. So how could a circulated scratched-up coin possibly be worth more than a Ferrari? Simple. It's all about condition, strike quality, and rare minting errors that slipped through undetected until collectors realized what they had. Look closer at this example. Yes, it has streaks and has clearly been in pockets, drawers, and vending machines for years. But the important question is, what kind of error or die anomaly could be hidden here? One of the most thrilling finds in 1991 quarter is the double die observe, where the lettering, especially Liberty, or In God We Trust with, appears slightly doubled. It's a subtle detail that's hard to spot with the naked eye, but under magnification, boom, a potential 85,000 to 130,000 Mickard find, even in circulated condition. And if the doubling is deep, clean, and the coin maintains strong strike integrity, now you're looking at a collector bidding war which could send the final hammer price soaring past $200. Think dollars. But let's push even further. Imagine discovering a wrong planet error. A 1991 D-quarter that was mistakenly struck on a foreign coin blank or even a lighter in weight, off color and sometimes feature clipped or incomplete designs. A verified 1991 D-quarter struck on the wrong planet in high-grade condition was recently valued at over $425,000 because it was the only known example of its kind. And if you're thinking these are flukes, rare and impossible to find, remember this. Many of these coins were never caught by the mint. They went straight in circulation and are still out there in junk drawers, piggy bank, in your spare change jar. And that's what makes this journey so exciting. Let's not forget the emotional punch. Picture someone tossing a $400,000 coin into a Coinstar machine, or a collector who finds one of these rare errors at a garage sale for a quarter. The difference, one looked, the other didn't. So if you're holding a 1991 D quarter, even one with scratches and whir, it deserves a second glance. Because while most are worth face value, a select few are worth more than a lifetime of pocket change. Stay with me because the next coin in this series is a real shocker, one that's already turning heads in the numismatic world even more.